Taurus, have you ever had that dream where you're standing at a crossroads and need to choose a path, but your feet are stuck to the ground and you simply can't move? Do you wake up with your heart racing, sweating profusely, with that horrible feeling that you've lost something important because you hesitated too much? Well, that dream isn't just a dream, it's a prophecy, and the crossroads is real. The date is October 31st, 2025. And on that specific day, the universe will put you in a position where you will no longer have the option to postpone, to wait a little longer, to think it over. A critical decision will need to be made, and what you choose on that day will chart the complete course of the next 7 years of your life. This is not an exaggeration. It's not vague symbolism. I'm talking about a real convergence of events, situations, and opportunities that will align precisely on that date, creating a window of time that opens for a few hours and then closes forever. And if you're not prepared, if you don't know what's at stake, if you let fear paralyze you as it has on so many other important occasions in your life, you will miss the chance to transform your existence in a way that will never happen again. You've been feeling something strange when you think about the end of October, haven't you? A nameless anxiety, a tightness in your stomach, a feeling that something important is approaching, but you can't quite pinpoint what. This isn't paranoia, it's your body recognizing at the cellular level that it's approaching a bifurcation point in your timeline. A moment where the life you've lived so far and the life you could live diverge in two completely different directions. Taurus, your nature is to resist change. You build your life like a solid fortress where you feel safe, predictable, and in control. The idea of making choices that transform everything is terrifying to you because it means leaving behind the security you've spent years building. But here's the truth you need to hear. This security you protect so fiercely, it has become a prison. And October 31st, 2025 is the day the keys to that prison will appear in your hand, and you will have to decide if you have the courage to use them. The universe's warning isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to prepare you. Because when that day comes, you'll be under immense pressure. You'll be offered two very clear, very different options, and both will seem frightening for completely opposite reasons. One option will represent security, continuity, keeping things as they are. But you'll know deep down that choosing that means giving up enormous potential that exists within you. The other option will represent growth, expansion, incredible possibilities, but it will require you to let go of everything you've used as an emotional anchor until now. And the choice needs to be made on that specific day. It can't be postponed until when you feel more ready. It can't be pondered for weeks while you endlessly weigh the pros and cons. The universe will structure the situation so that an answer is needed right there at that moment. And what makes this even more intense is that you already know at some deep level that this day is coming. For Taurus individuals born between April 20th and April 30th, the decision on October 31st will be related to their career or professional purpose. An opportunity will arise that could completely change their trajectory, but it will require them to abandon the financial stability they have spent years building. For those born between May 1st and May 10th, the choice will be about relationships. Someone new will appear, or an old friend will make a proposal that forces them to choose between the comfortable familiar and the exciting unknown. And for those born between May 11th and May 20th, it will be about location and lifestyle. A complete geographical or life change will present itself in a way that cannot be ignored. But regardless of the specific area, the central theme is the same. You will have to choose between the person you have been until now and the person you could become. Between the life you know and the life you secretly desire, but are too afraid to pursue. Between the safe and small version of yourself and the expansive and powerful version that exists in potential. The universe chose this specific date because it carries a particular energy. October 31st is known as a day when the veil between worlds thins, when the boundaries between what is and what could be become permeable. And for you, Taurus, this means that on this specific day, your normal ability to cling to the known will be temporarily weakened. You will be able to see with unusual clarity what lies on the other side of the change that frightens you so much. Have you been having recurring dreams lately? Dreams where you're about to do something important but wake up before you finish? Or dreams where you're looking at your own life from the outside, seeing opportunities you missed out on because of fear? These dreams are preparations. Your subconscious is showing you now what you will face in October, giving you time to process it, to strengthen yourself, to begin to release the shackles of fear that bind you. Taurus, I know you're feeling butterflies in your stomach right now. You're thinking about decisions you've postponed, changes you've avoided, opportunities you've let slip by because the fear of losing your stability was greater than the desire to grow. And maybe you're feeling guilty, as if you've wasted precious time being too cowardly to take risks. But I need you to understand something fundamental. It wasn't cowardice. It was you protecting yourself in the only way you knew how. It was you trying to create safety in a world that seems chaotic and unpredictable. And there's no shame in that. Only now, you're being called to a different level of courage. Not the courage of grand, dramatic gestures, but the quiet courage of trusting yourself enough to embrace the unknown. Stop now and acknowledge your own fear. Leave a comment saying, "I'm afraid of making the wrong choice, but I'm learning that not choosing is also a choice." This isn't just a comment. It's a powerful acknowledgement that you're ready to face what's coming. It's you telling the universe that even with fear, even without having all the answers, you're willing to trust the process. And when you write this, you're helping other Taurians find the courage to admit their own fears and choose growth anyway. What will happen on October 31st is not a cruel test from the universe. It's a gift disguised as a challenge. Because the truth is, you've been stuck in patterns that no longer serve you for a long time. You've maintained relationships, jobs, situations that were appropriate for who you were 5 years ago, but now act as weights tied to your feet, preventing you from swimming to where you need to go. And you know it. In the quiet hours of the early morning, when you can no longer distract yourself with routines and obligations, you feel the truth pressing against your chest. You feel you are living a life far less than you are capable of. You feel there is a version of yourself that has never been released because you were too afraid to risk the familiar safety for the possibility of something extraordinary. October 31st is the day you can no longer run from this truth. It's the day the universe will force you to face it head-on and make a conscious choice. And yes, it will be uncomfortable. It will shake all your safety nets. It will activate all your fears about change and instability. But it will also offer you something you've been waiting for your whole life without even knowing it, the chance to finally live up to your full potential. Preparation for that day begins now, and it's not a practical preparation of making plans and lists. It's an internal preparation of gradually letting go of the grip you hold onto the things that give you a sense of security. It's about starting to question whether that security is real or just a comfortable illusion that prevents you from growing. You'll start noticing situations that prepare you for the bigger decision. Small choices will appear where you'll have the option of choosing the familiar or the new. And each time you choose the new, even when it's uncomfortable, you're building the courage muscle you'll need when the big choice comes. Pay attention to how your body reacts when you think about change. That tightness in your stomach, that weight on your chest, that urge to distract yourself and think about something else. These are your protective mechanisms trying to keep you in your comfort zone. But comfort and growth rarely coexist. You will have to choose one or the other, and the universe is warning you now that on October 31st, choosing comfort will have a cost you may not be willing to pay. The cost of choosing safety on that specific day will be living the rest of your life knowing you had a chance to completely transform yourself and chose to remain small. It will be carrying the weight of what if forever. It will be growing old with the corrosive doubt of who you could have become if you had had the courage at that crucial moment. Yes, the other choice also has costs. Choosing growth means accepting temporary instability. It means going through periods where you're unsure of anything, where you need to blindly trust that you're on the right path, even when you don't see clear evidence of it. It means letting go of relationships, situations, even parts of your own identity that can't make the journey with you to this new version of your life. But here's the difference. The costs of growing are temporary. The pain of transformation eventually turns into pride in having had the courage. The uncertainty eventually transforms into a deeper, more real security. The kind that comes from trusting yourself instead of trusting external circumstances. The discomfort of change eventually transforms into the kind of satisfaction you never experienced while stuck in your comfort zone. October 31st will show you two versions of your future with almost brutal clarity. You'll be able to see exactly where each choice leads you. You'll see the life you'll have if you choose known security, and it will be an okay, predictable life without great risks, but also without great joys. And you'll see the life you'll have if you choose growth, and it will be a life that is sometimes frightening, often challenging, but profoundly meaningful and fulfilling in a way you never imagined possible. The reason the universe warns you so far in advance is to give you time to process your fears, to begin to release your emotional shackles, to strengthen your self-confidence. Because when that day comes, the decision needs to come from a place of power, not despair. It needs to come from you consciously choosing growth, not being forced into it by external circumstances. Taurus, one of the most beautiful things about your nature is your ability to build, to nurture, to create lasting stability. But you have been confusing stability with stagnation. You have been using your capacity for persistence to remain in situations that should have ended long ago. And October 31st is the day that this confusion ends and you finally understand the difference. True stability doesn't come from keeping everything the same forever. It comes from having such a solid internal foundation that you can take risks externally without falling apart. It comes from trusting your ability to adapt, to rebuild, to flourish in new soil when the old soil no longer nourishes you. And the universe wants you to develop this inner stability in the coming months. It wants you to stop seeking security in external things, jobs, relationships, possessions, and start cultivating security in your own resilience, in your ability to cope with change, in your inner strength that is much greater than you realize. When October 31st arrives, you will be standing before a door. On this side of that door is everything you know, everything that is familiar, everything that seems safe. On the other side is the unknown, the unrealized potential, the life you always wanted but were afraid to pursue. And the door will only be open for a brief period of time on that specific day. The choice seems impossible now because you're looking from afar. But when you stand there in that moment, something will happen. You will feel a clarity, a certainty that comes from a place deeper than your rational mind. Your soul will whisper what the right choice is. And if you have done the preparation work in the previous months, if you have gradually released your shackles of fear, you will have the courage to listen and follow. The universe's message isn't meant to make you anxious about the coming months. It's meant to empower you. It's meant to take you out of autopilot mode and put you into conscious mode, intentionally creating your life. It's meant to show you that you're not a victim of circumstances. You're an active co-creator of your existence. And on October 31st, you'll have a rare opportunity to completely redirect the course of your story. Some people spend their entire lives waiting for moments of clarity about their path. You are being warned months in advance exactly when that moment will arrive for you. This is a privilege. It is a responsibility. It is a chance to properly prepare for the most important moment you will experience in years. Notice how many times you choose comfort over growth in small daily decisions. Every time you do that, you're practicing for the big choice in October. And every time you choose growth, even when it's uncomfortable, you're building the muscle you'll need when that big decision comes. Also, prepare yourself emotionally for the possibility of losing things, not as punishment, but because real growth sometimes requires you to let go of what can't grow with you. Relationships that worked when you were younger may not fit into the expanded version of yourself. Jobs that gave you financial security may need to be exchanged for opportunities that nourish your soul in ways that money cannot. October 31st will teach you that you are much stronger than you think, that your ability to adapt, to rebuild, to flourish in new environments is infinitely greater than you recognize, that the security you seek outside of yourself already exists within you. It's just waiting for you to trust it enough to test it. The universe loves you too much to keep you forever trapped in a small version of yourself. And sometimes that love manifests itself through situations that force you to choose between remaining small and finally embracing your full greatness. October 31st is one of those situations, a moment of harsh love from the cosmos pushing you out of the nest where you've been hiding, forcing you to discover that you can fly. When that day passes and you've made your choice, whatever it may be, you will be a different person. Even if you choose safety, it will be a conscious choice and you will have to live with the consequences. But if you choose growth, if you have the courage to cross the threshold into the unknown, you will discover on the other side a version of yourself that has been waiting your whole life to be released. Taurus, the warning has been sent, the date has been set. Preparation begins.